Good morning. In the series of Achieving Sustainable Development Goals and going to Moon, Mars, and beyond, and post pandemic corrections, we are looking out the Sustainable Development Goals, all 17 goals, all 169 targets, and what are the corrections required post pandemic, and how they can be clubbed with the going to Moon, Mars, and beyond that we are looking at. Today, we are going to see SDG5 targets and indicators and achieving SDG and going to Moon, Mars, and beyond. You heard this for 3 times because if we have a better aim, if we have to aim the moon, aim the Mars, and if we miss it, then we can shoot to the star. But that speed we should have, otherwise, we might reach out to 40,000 years. So, that technology faster than the speed of light also someday sometimes we are going to achieve, it is for sure. Only thing is, more corporates and more countries should enter into the space age technology race. I won't say, but they should enter into that. Now let us check what are the SDG5 targets and indicators. First of all, we should know that SDG5 is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. That's all. Achieve gender equality. Women are equivalent and equal to men. That is the basic thing. And empower women and girls at par with the men in every walk of life, every field of life, and most of the places, right from United Nations to the national parliaments to the local bodies, corporate, in house as well. And they should get all the rights, inheritance right, finance, economics, scientific community, and all the places. That is all about SDG 5 in nutshell. Now let us see what's the impact of pandemic on this pointer. That is what we are seeing every time. First point, the problem was women were doing more work at home during pandemic than as usual, because at more than 60% of the places around the globe, men go for the office and women work at home. Okay, now the man, the men are also working at home and they have certain demands. Please give me tea, give me coffee, give me fruit juice, give me this. I mean, they have become the king of chefs, 100-star chefs, all the women during pandemic and lockdown. Women were handling online education of children and helping or actually doing students' classwork and homework behind the scene, to be on lighter side, and helping in their homeworks, classwork and homework, but class and homework both are at the home itself. So homeworks and classworks both are same. So because both class and homeworks were the same during the pandemic, and hence at both the places means they are balancing kitchen, classwork of kids, homework of kids, and the offices of their husbands or maybe brother or maybe their uncle, maybe their grandfather or father, apart from the wives and the elderly girls at home. Okay, so women are helping husbands in their work from home, WFH. That is also the reality. Women were cooking more variety of foods at home as everyone during pandemic, especially lockdowns, they were at home. I have seen that 100% places. I won't say. I mean, we carried out 100 homes survey. We carried out last time I told you the working parents survey, wherein they were literally. I saw literally the eyes filled up with water I mean, what yeah is because their kids were not being able to read and write, and they were saving the world as their frontline soldiers. So that survey also I told you during SDG4. Thus, they were working generally 2.5 times work women do, but in pandemic it was even more than that, 3 times more work than that of men, which is certainly unpaid as well on a humanitarian ground. Thanks to the women world. Great. Now let us check about the other points as well. What else? Where else the women are being exploited? Okay, pandemic is squeezing women out of labor force. This is United Nations SDG report 2021 is quoting, and it's a reality. Pandemic might force 10% more child marriages that earlier projected to be 100 million in coming decade means that it is the population, 10 million. We call it 10 crore in India, 10 crore. It's a population of a province as big as Maharashtra. So I feel ashamed about a human being in such if I hear about atrocities. Draconian rules, devil's work. These are very small words. You will come to know why I'm saying this. Then suggested solution. I know I have a solution over this. I told it many times, but it was not taken seriously. And it's a majority of intellectual people, lawyers, and all advocates and government machinery all come together and then they take decision. So they are wise and wiser than me, in fact. But it is a request. Child marriage is a big problem, and that is why I have suggested that 12th grader should be the minimum basic education criteria to be called literate and eligible to get married. Because during the 12th grader, the all the children almost become 18 years of age. Okay. So thus, if every child gets compulsory education till 12th grade, may it be free of cost, may it be whatever it may be, you plan it, then only 100% literacy is also possible too. And when the artificial intelligence, blockchain, and so many IoT, and so many things are coming technologically. So unless you learn, unless you go through the examination system, unless you are evaluated, unless you get those kinds of exposure, besides you can watch the YouTube or so many videos and then learn. But when you come into this organized system, get the certification done, at least up to 12th grade, then we can say that they're eligible for marriage as well. They have learned how to the farming. They have learned certain basic skills, and then they have got certain minimum basic criteria called to be called literate, and then only they are eligible for marriage. That also should be done so that child marriage problem is solved. Okay, thus we can keep a track on each of the child using their unique ID, what we call in India Aadhaar, a SIN, SN, security insurance number. Then citizenship cards are there. We can keep a track. If negative tracking is there, why not positive tracking should be there? If the data are openly sold, they I don't think these big companies are selling, but there are certain technologies by which the data can be extracted in the black market. So they extract the data and they sold in the black market. If black technology is available, then why not white technology? I mean to say that dark horses are there who are taking advantage of that. Why not positive advantage should be taken? Let us keep a track that each child learns up to 12th grade. Then 100% literacy is possible. Also, during pandemic, anti-polio vaccination can be tracked Why can't good things also be tracked? We have in India the record of 1.2 billion people taking vaccination right now with their name, addresses, and all the details. Come on, why other details cannot be kept? Why 100% literacy cannot be achieved? Why cannot we achieve sustainable development goals? And why cannot we go to moon and Mars and beyond? Why cannot the atrocities against women be stopped? It is possible. Willingness should be there. That's all is my point here. As per the 2018 data, next point, one third of women population in the world have faced violence against women. Okay, okay. So at least once in their lifetime. This is nonsense in the environment where I live. By God's grace, we follow. Yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. Every day we are offering prayers to the God. Okay? Sarve pisukina santu, sarve santu nirama, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukhmapnya. Somebody says dukha bhag bhavet. So same shloka, the hymn is there. It means everybody should be happy. Doesn't it mean that women and girls are part of that? It is all inclusive. All entities around and within and surrounding to me should be happy. They should get arogya, means they should be healthy, wealthy, wise. Everything should be good. Then are women not part of that? They are. Hope the world follows this norm everywhere. Okay? So there are problems and there are solutions as well. Only thing is we need to have will to achieve those things. Let us have the will and willingness to do that. And let us work for that. Now, let us see the SDG5 targets and indicators. The reference is sdgs.un.org/goal/goal 5. I'm telling you the website where it is available. Only thing is, I have taken the simplified notes and that I'm quoting here. As usual, every person who studies, he takes down his own notes in a simplified language so that everybody understands. I hope you understand. Okay. Now, target 5.1, end all forms of violence, discrimination, negativity against ladies and girls. Simple. Then, what are the indicators? Legal framework to promote non discrimination and monitor equality against any gender. Okay. Monitor the equality and monitor what is happening against any gender. Simple. That is a legal framework is required. And law should be such a way enforced that nobody should be, willingly or unwillingly break the law. That should be the criteria. And it should be, in fact, everything should happen willingly that we respect all the women and ladies as we respect men. And if you don't respect even men, then thank you very much. Then I don't know whether you are a human being or not. Then you are definitely draconian or devils, you may be called. Target 5.2, eliminate all kinds of violence and exploitation against women and girls in public and private spheres. Many times you might have seen in the movies that they act something different in the public and in private they're acting something else. Please don't do that. What are the indicators? Promotion of women and girls above 15 facing any kind of physical or psychological violence in the last, I'm so sorry, it should be proportion of women and girls above 15 facing any kind of physical or psychological violence in last 12 months. That is why most of the times I don't read. But there are certain points those lines has to be read, so I'm so sorry. It should be stopped. Physical violence, why the hell corporal punishment is there. He is a human being, or that lady is a human being, that child is a human being, you are human being. Why cannot we convince our own children, our own people in a simple language? So that's a communication gap. So let us avoid such kind of violence. Indicator 5.2.2, proportion of women and girls above 15 facing sexual violence in last 12 months. This is nonsense. Hope at least humans behave like humans, if not ascetic or saint or godlike. Please. I mean, this is purely, utterly animosity, devil's work. Target 5.3, eliminate all harmful and devil's practices, draconian rules, and voodoos such as child and early marriages. Simple. Come on, at least humans should behave as humans, not devils. Again, I say. Indicator 5.3.1, proportion of women got married under age, etc. Dash, dash, dash. My request is at least let them live. These are devil's indicators of or humans indicator. Is there human being living inside your brain and mind or not? We are not jungle creatures. We are not draconians. We are not barbarians. We are human beings. Indicator 5.3.2, proportion of women face devil animosities, and atrocities. Again, are these human indicators or devil indicators? Come on, at least behave like humans. And that is why I'm saying that up to 12th grade, if everybody I don't care, he's a king's son, prime minister, or president's son, or daughter of whichever, they're learning in a school where inclusive people are there, and they behave like a student only, not the I'm prince or I'm king. No, no, I'm prime minister's son, or minister's son, or yeah, I'm billionaire son. Some no, 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 not like that. Everybody is a human being at the end of the day. If at this moment earthquake happens, all are going to die. May it be a billionaire, a president, a prime minister. If the asteroid strikes, it will not care. COVID didn't care whether it is a president or prime minister whose son or whose daughter is there. So, equality should be there. I feel ashamed as a human being while reading and speaking and expressing these points. I understand how much pain the United Nations researchers and members might have felt while putting out all these points over here. And I'm thankful to them that they have came out. Every time I also ask the difficult questions, they say, you keep on asking, sir. Keep raising your voice. We are with you. And ask the most difficult questions, which our United Nations members and our, the experts cannot answer. Because only those questions will bring human and humanity at level next. They will push it at level next. Otherwise, millions of years, all these atrocities and all these draconian and devil's acts will continue. Target 5.4, recognizing and valuing the unpaid humanitarian work women do at home by covering as a social protection is need of the day. Simple. It's simple. Somebody said that every woman, for example, should be paid something if she is a housewife. And in Iceland, there was, all the women come out and they said, we call it morcha. I mean, there was dharna, morcha. I means people came out and said their work also matters. It is also very important. And also remove also. It is the only important thing, was the only important thing when the lockdown was there. So there is another side of the story as well. A person earning money is important and not earning money is not important. Forget it. Everybody is important if he is really contributing to the humanitarian cause and is living positively. In fact, everybody should learn, get the job, or do the entrepreneur work. That is also very important. Contribution to the humanity is very important. Indicator 5.4.1, proportion of time spent on unpaid domestic work with demographic and gender wise details. All the details. Somebody is in Nagpur, somebody is in Bombay, somebody is in Calcutta, somebody is in Delhi, somebody is in Bangalore, somebody is in Chennai, somebody is in New York, somebody is in London, Paris, Tokyo, Beijing, Canberra, Brasilia, okay, Toronto, anywhere. But what is the time women are spending in the kitchen and household work? That has been calculated over here, and that is the indicator. Target 5.5, ensuring women get equal opportunity as a decision maker in every quarter of society, in family, corporate, politics, economics, and public life. That at the start I already said. Indicator, promote, again, proportion of women in national parliament, domestic government, okay, and I already said even in the United Nations and in the family as well. They should have their own say. Indicator 5.5.2, proportion of women in managerial position. Okay, this is also important. Next, target 5.6, ensuring women reproductive rights in accordance with the program of action of the International Conference on Population and Development. Then Beijing and all these accords and all these things have come. They should have their own independent decision making should be there. Nobody should influence them, force them. Indicator 5.6.1, proportion of women aged between 15 to 49 years taking their own reproductive decisions. Already said. Indicator 5.6.2, number of countries ensure women with legal support and guarantee women, whatever the indication 5.6.1 is there. How many countries are allowing to take such an independent decision? Out of 193 members at present, they may grow in future. Okay. Next, target now 5.A, faster reforms needed on equal rights to economic resources, sorry, then property. If family members are there, one daughter and one son is there, they should have equal rights. For example, somebody $1 million are earned by the father, 500,000 goes to son, 500,000 goes to daughter. Simple. In property also, if house is there, a lot of fantastic things. I remember that my father built a house, and it was a small house, suppose 1,000 square feet. So in childhood, I used to say, all the toilets belong to me, all the the rooms belong to you. But remember, if you go to the toilet, you have to pay first me to me, and then you go there. So they said no, 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 no. Ashish, there will be no division among our property. That is it. It really happened. So we don't quarrel. My sisters and we don't quarrel for the property since then. It is childhood since last almost 40 odd years. So there should be understanding in the property and inheritance and all those things. Financial services, inheritance already said. Natural resources in according to national law. National law also should be strict and explaining as well. Indicator 5.8.1, proportion of agriculture population with ownership rights to the woman. Okay, so agriculture land is there, then ownership rights also should be there with the son, equal rights to sons and daughters, women as well. Indicator 5 Point A, point 2, proportion of countries with legal framework giving women's rights to land ownership. Simple. Then target 5.B, technology should support women empowerment, especially ICT, information and communications technology. Indicator 5.B.1, proportion of individuals owing cell phone by danger or danger or gender. It should not be used dangerously. It, gender wise, women should also have equal rights that of men. They should be able to post their videos on YouTube, may it be for cooking, may it be for anything. They should be able to express their views in the social media with freedom. It should not happen that men are thrusting a lot of things on the woman. No. If women also come up, men also come up, and equality is there, we will progress well. And at present, I already said 5 billion people are literate in the world and they can find out solution to any problem. Our society, human society, the whole, I mean, the whole Mother Earth will be better in case everybody's contribution is made positively towards the sustainable development. And if you want, we can also go to Moon, Mars, and beyond. Target 5.C, strengthen legal framework for gender equality for women and girls. Indicator 5.C1, proportion of countries with procedures and systems to keep a track on allocations for gender equality and women empowerment. How many countries have the procedures and systems to keep a track on the development of women? Okay, out of 193 countries. That is the indicator. Now, frankly, it's a shame. My final words are like this, that 50% population, that is girls and women, are not treated properly, though they happen to be our mother, daughter, grandmother, sister, wife, auntie, and in fact, a woman doing 2.5 to 3 times more job than men. Should what we should call them? They should be called as goddess with 8 hands. We always say they are not less than goddess. If such women are there who are working more, suffering more, contributing more, and still they are contributing with compassion to the society. They are more kind than men. Then what should we call them? We should be calling them as goddess. Please think about it. Hence, we should empower women, girls, and give them rights to inheritance, share in the decision making, make it, may it be, corporate, local, or national government, or even United Nations. I already said. Please think of it. Let us make this world a better place to live for women, and in fact for everywhere, everywhere, and everyone should, for everyone this should be a better place. That's what I can say. In fact, mother is the best person in everybody's life. If they have experienced the child mother relationship, definitely they will feel this. Then why not women be given decision making rights and empowerment and respectable treatment too? Please think of it. Please think of it. Just think of it, a spaceship is traveling in a space and 100 people in it are required. If you are traveling to Mars, already I said a gardener is required, or this person, that person is required. And if all are multi-skilled, then we'll be able to survive there. Then don't you think all of them should be all-rounder? May it be woman or men, all-rounder. They should be able to do a lot of kinds of jobs, irrespective of them being women or men. I hope I'm pretty clear. Please think of it. And if we start it today, you know, the spillover effect will be that next generation will be at far to go to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Otherwise, we lived on Earth. Someday, an asteroid strikes, and we'll be gone. I mean, like dinosaurs, our bones will also be found. Okay, but hope it will not happen. But in case happens, then one in a quadrillion chance is there. Somebody said one in trillion chance is there. Then we should be ready for that. Then why the gender disparity? Let us treat everyone at par. In fact, each species, each individual is equal in front of God, in front of nature. Then why not this theory becomes everyday practice for humans? Please think on it. Thank you very much. If you have any suggestion, kindly let me know. Certain mistakes happen. Please forgive me. And in case you suggest, you ask question, and you have anything to say, I shall, with your name, quote in future videos by thanking you. Thanks to United Nations, thanks to my family, even the all the governments for building such beautiful framework of sustainable development goals. Earlier Millennium Development Goals framework was also very nice. Only thing is we need to achieve them. And if we achieve sustainable goals and Mother Earth, then our we become predecessors to the next generation. They will say, see and say that, oh, what a good contribution our ancestors have done. Let us build our such society, living legacy for the next generation. Let us treat, let us treat women at par with men. Thank you very much.